Good morning, happy Tuesday. I really did not want to get up this morning for some reason, but I'm up, I'm dressed, I'm ready for the day. It's about 9:30, I'm at work, but I got some book mail yesterday. I ordered a bunch of books last week, or I went into Barnes & Noble and bought a bunch, and typically I'm the kind of person that's like, I'm going for this one thing, and if it's not there, then it wasn't meant to be. And I'm not going to order it online. I'm just going to save my money, and when I go in next week or something, if it's there, then I'll get it. But I had a gift card from my boss, and I know that I really want to continue on with this series, so I was like, I'm just going to order it online. And it came yesterday. I just was kind of busy. I actually... These little tabs, they're supposed to help you open it, and it just doesn't work. I actually edited a video yesterday, which is why I ended up not showing you this yesterday because I was kind of busy. I just need to add some music to one section and also speed that part up and then export it tonight, and it will go up tomorrow. I'm very, very proud of myself for finally just like getting that done, and I think I have like 2 weeks worth of footage after that to edit, which is a little bit stressful, but we can do it. Everything will be fine. So the book that I ordered was The Dragon Republic by R.F. Kuang. I absolutely loved the Poppy War. I bought, what's the third one called? The Burning God. It's on my bookshelf, this little one down there. Because they had that one in store, but they didn't have this one, so I went ahead and ordered it, and I just love these white covers. I think that they are amazing. And I think once I finish the Mortal Instruments, I'm going to pick this up. I did start reading City of Lost Souls last night. I'm only 28 pages in, something like that. I just read the first chapter by the time I like got into bed, got all situated, added the book to my Goodreads list, and to Bookly. It was already like 9:15, so I just read the first chapter. We are hunting for Jace, trying to figure out what happened to him, where Sebastian is, and we get some disappointing news from the Clave. Something else has happened. The wards on Wrangel Island are down, so they are prioritizing that, and their priority in this search for Jace isn't really for Jace, it's for Sebastian, because he's dangerous. He's the one who took down the wards in Alcante or in Idris. So it's like, if we find Sebastian and Jace, that's great, but we're really just looking for Jace. So it seems like Alec, Isabel, Clary, and Magnus are going to go off on their own and find Jace. Ended up giving the last one 4 stars. I just keep thinking about it though, and I'm like, was it 4 stars or did I really feel more like a 3-star? That's my only problem with like rating on Compile. I haven't kind of like set standards for myself, like what was good. I'm just kind of like, okay, like an 8, I guess. And then it comes out as like a 4 or a 5, and I'm like, but I don't know if that's how I feel personally. So I think I need to mess around with that and decide what my actual ratings are. Like good being 5 or 6, great being like 7 or 8, excellent being like 9 or 10. And knowing that like rating it a little bit lower doesn't necessarily mean that it was bad, because I do feel bad about that. So I'm going to get back to work. I'm going to finish editing during lunch. I also have to go grocery shopping because I didn't on Sunday. And hopefully that video will be up on Thursday. Maybe I'll put it up tomorrow. I haven't decided yet. But I definitely need to do more editing and just get the rest of those exported and scheduled so that I don't have to stress so much. So I'm going to go back to work now, and I will talk to you guys later. Hello, it's Wednesday. I am on the couch. I took a half day. I just didn't have a lot to do today, and I was really stressed out because I had my first full therapy session. That was at 2:30. It's like almost 4 now, I think. 4:13. And it was really good. I kind of know all these things, that I just need to be nicer to myself, and that I'm doing as much as possible to make myself feel better, and that's validating to hear that from a therapist who's like, you're doing everything right, just be nicer to yourself. There's like consistency, consistently being nice, understanding that like not cooking dinner not washing laundry, not like doing all these expectations that I have for myself is not going to be the end of the world. So it was validating to like at least hear from somebody that I'm not crazy, basically. And I really like the guy who does my therapy sessions. His name is Joel. He's super nice. And it stressed me out a lot just like thinking about having to do therapy, and like on TV shows you see people cry and it's so like emotionally exhausting for them, and it was, and I'm very tired now. But it's nice to just get like a third party perspective, somebody who is like a professional in this. So I'm sitting on the couch, I'm crocheting, I'm making a blanket out of all these like tiny squares. It's gonna have a white border around them. It's 7 different colors, and I have to do 34 of these. So I have 31 of these. I still need to put the white border around them. But I'm doing the last 3 and just watching a Grace and Mary podcast from This Might Get Weird. And then I don't really know what we're gonna do for dinner. I have stuff for Caesar salad, just like the ready mix that I bought because it's gonna be kind of hot this week, but I don't know. Yeah, I think that'll be good for today because it's 86 and I really don't feel like cooking anything that's gonna heat up the apartment. So I think that's what we're having for dinner. That's another thing that we talked about. Like, I put so much pressure on myself to make meals, and I know that my boyfriend would be fine if we had sandwiches and macaroni and cheese every day. But it's just like the standard that I have for myself. So reading wise, I am on page 104 for City of Lost Souls. I stayed up a little bit later than intended last night reading. It just got interesting. Jace and Sebastian went to go see Clary. She saw them at the Clave, where they were like meeting, I guess. And she thought that Jace might have seen her, and she was correct. He showed up and Sebastian showed up, and it was just all of this like mess of things with Jocelyn seeing Sebastian for the first time in such a long time. And Aline is now dating Helene Blackthorn, and we got to see Julian, her little brother, and he asks Clary why she's so sad and if it's because she doesn't have any siblings, and obviously she does have a sibling who's a terror, but she says yes, that's why she's so sad. And it broke my heart seeing how carefree and like childish he is, because I have read The Dark Artifices, and in that he's like 17, 18, his parents have died. He is running the institute and taking care of his siblings. Helene and Aline are banished to Wrangle Island. Mark is in the like fairy world with the hunt, and I was like, oh, he's so young, I want to protect him and spare him from all of the things that are going to happen, and I just felt really bad. So I'm going to get back to crocheting. I'm going to try reading tonight. That was one of the things that we talked about in therapy, that I have trouble sleeping, and I was like, maybe it's because sometimes I read books and I want to continue reading them, but I know I should be going to sleep, so then I just do this dumb thing where I stay up and think about how much I want to read, but I'm not reading because I'm trying to make myself go to bed. So it was interesting. I might try to like read a little bit earlier. I'm not sure. We're working on ourselves. Everything's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Ooh. Good morning. It is Tuesday of the following week. I'm going to continue this vlog on because I really didn't vlog all that much last week. And I also am still reading City of Lost Souls. I have mentioned this, I'm super into crocheting right now, but I have also been watching the Shadowhunters series on Freeform. I'm watching it on Hulu, and it's so bad and so good. So like all of the cringy things that Jay says, like looking better in black than our enemies, and just that he knows he's good looking, and weren't cringy in the book, but hearing TV Jace, Dominic Sherwood, say them, I'm like, oh, no, no, no. The fighting is a little cheesy. Kat McNamara, the girl who plays Clary, her acting is getting better. I'm watching the show for Alec and Magnus. And the first time that I heard Magnus call him Alexander, I'm like, okay, this is what I'm here for. And I kind of spoiled some things for myself. I was like looking up like the timeline, because I know that Alec like almost gets married and then Magnus stops it and they end up together. So I was a little confused about like Lydia Bromwell and all of that, and wondering if she was anywhere in the Shadowhunter series or if she's purely just a character that's created for the TV show. So I was looking at like the Shadowhunters Wikipedia. Some things got spoiled for me regarding like Jocelyn, Luke, and Maris. And I went to like a total deep dive, so I do know where the series is going, and that has put me off a little bit from watching it. I haven't watched in a couple of days. Or since Sunday. I watched a bunch on Sunday at Starbucks, but I didn't watch anything yesterday. I just didn't really feel like it. But it's definitely like a guilty pleasure show. I'm like, this is like Twilight. That's what this is. Like, it's so bad and so good, and I just can't stop watching. So hopefully tonight I will be doing some more reading. So I'm gonna get back to work. Good morning, happy Wednesday. I finally did some reading last night for City of Lost Souls. I'm on page 387. So chapter 17, there's 534 pages. So I have just under 100 pages. Because they put inserts of like the next book in the back and like notes from the author, it always seems like there's so much more of the book to go than there really is. Like all of this at the end here, it doesn't have anything to do with the book. So I don't have that much more to go, which makes me feel really good. I think I'm just not super interested in this storyline. Jace and Sebastian and Clary like off in this weird portal realm. It is the slowest of the books. The first like 3 were really go, go, go. We always had something happening. We knew like the danger that was looming was Valentine. And with Sebastian, you kind of don't. And he's trying to like be buddy-buddy with Clary, and he's like, we're the last two. We're the last two Morgensterns. We have to stick together. And I can't figure out what his end game is. He has mentioned his plan. He gave some Adamus to an Iron Sister who he said is like excommunicated, but I thought that she was at the Citadel when Jocelyn and Isabel went, because her name sounds familiar, Magdalena. So I'm kind of confused on that. I'm gonna have to like look back. But he gave it to an ex-Iron Sister, and he wants her to create a weapon that he can use to kill greater demons. Or no, he wants her to make a mortal cup, a second mortal cup. But like a demon mortal cup. So he's going to put greater demon blood into the cup and control demons that way. It's interesting. I know from reading the Dark Artifices that he doesn't succeed, and there's this like whole parallel universe Thule where he does. So he's making shadow hunters that are basically like him with demon blood in them. So it's just now like we're getting to understand what's going on. And I'm just not super interested. I want more Alec and Magnus. I'm liking the development between Izzy and Simon. So hopefully I will be able to finish this off tonight. I am going into work. I'm just not sure if I'm gonna go. I'm probably gonna go after lunch. Normally I go in the mornings at about 9, but that's in 20 minutes. And I'm considering just going after lunch, which I've never done before. The part of why I don't like going in the mornings is because if I don't I leave during lunch. I just come home at that time because I don't want to sit there for an hour and like just be by myself. So I'm like, okay, lunch is the cutoff. I come home and then I'm working from home for the rest of the day. But then sometimes I don't get everything done that I need to get done. So I think I'm gonna go after lunch and see how that works, because then I have 4 hours that, you know, I can do whatever I need to when I'm in the office and get stuff done. So we shall see. I'm also considering going tomorrow. It's a whole mess. Oh, but I did print and use my stickers. They look kind of messy in this week's bullet journal because I'm doing single pages. I think I'm gonna have to go back to double pages in order to make this work. But here it is. So I've got my like washing dishes up here for 5 days. So that's, well, I guess it should have been 7. I always think of just the week. So I'm gonna need to add like 2 more down here, and then tidying up the living room. Those are 2 things that I'm trying to do every single day just to keep up with. And then every day I have an individual task that shouldn't take me that long, but that I tend to leave all of these things until Sunday. Cleaning the bathroom, cleaning up the table, the kitchen, vacuuming, doing all of these things and leaving it until Sunday, and then feeling overwhelmed and feeling like I just don't want to do any of it at all. So I'm thinking if I do 1 thing a day and then leave like grocery shopping and like deeper cleaning things like dusting, I'm not really sure yet, stuff like that for Sunday. So yesterday my task was cleaning the stove top, which I actually ended up doing this morning. My anxiety was just really bad yesterday and I went to bed very early. Today it's going to be vacuuming, which isn't necessarily vacuuming. We have this like silicone brush to brush the carpet with because it gets up all the dog hair. So that's probably what I'm going to be doing. Tomorrow is a load of laundry. Friday is the bathroom, which isn't the tub, but it's like a quick clean in the toilet, wiping down the sink, sweeping, and throwing out the trash, because we let the trash pile up because we have such a large trash can in there. Way too much. Saturday I'm going to clear off the table, which is when I like take everything off, wipe it down, throw away anything that's just left up on there, and put stuff away that don't belong there. And then on Sunday I need to come in here and clean. That's a once a week thing I need to do. I need to put this laundry away. This basket needs to get thrown away. It's got tape on it from where it's been broken. Just like picking up trash and stuff. So I'm hoping that this sort of system will help me. I know part of it is like a depression thing, that I just don't want to do all these things. I would rather just not do anything at all. I don't have the energy for it. But we need to get better, because living in a messy house also makes me upset. So hopefully this will help. So I'm gonna get back to work and I will update you guys later. Good morning, happy Thursday. I am so tired. I don't know why, but the last few days I just have not been sleeping very well, so that's great. Reading wise, I did finish City of Lost Souls. It is up on my shelf now with the rest of them. I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to go buy Heavenly Fire today, because I picked up Nevermoor last night. This is a reread. It's by Jessica Townsend, and I absolutely love this world so much, and I just didn't really enjoy Lost City all that much, really, or Lost Souls. So I'm not too excited to get on with Heavenly Fire, but also I'm worried that if I don't, I'm just going to lose interest in the series and never finish it. So I might stop by Barnes & Noble. If they have it, then I will pick it up. If not, then I will just wait until they do have it in stock. But yeah, I'm reading Nevermoor. I think when I read it last year, I was not vlogging. So the basis of it is that Morgan Crow, our main character, is a cursed child. Bad things seem to happen, or people blame bad things on her. Like, this kid lost a spelling bee and he says it's Morgan's fault because she wished him good luck. Somebody's gazebo was knocked down because of like a strong windstorm, and they're blaming Morgan because they heard her say earlier that the weather was nice. So of course it turned bad because of her. And she is the chancellor's daughter. Her dad is like in office in their little town, and they go to this thing called bid day, which is where companies, schools and stuff bid on children who are graduating to come to their school or to come work for them. And Morgan's dad takes her just for sympathy. So basically, kids who are cursed to die on Eventide, which is like the turn of like a decade, basically, or not a decade, because in this case it's 12 years. But when the characters of the book move from one age to another, that's when all of the cursed children are supposed to die, and Morgan knows that that's coming, and so she's her dad is basically using her as like sympathy. Like, yes, my child causes all these troubles, but I'm gonna be a poor grieving father soon. And his like approval rating in the city isn't that great, so he takes her with him, and she ends up getting several bids, which everyone thinks is crazy because why would you bid on a child who's gonna die soon? And most of them turn out to be fake, and her father's really, really upset about that because it means someone's like pranking them and trying to make him look foolish. But two of them are not. One of them from Ezra Squall, who runs the Squall Industries, which supplies Wonder, which is basically like their electricity, to their town, and from Jupiter North, from the Wondrous Society. And so I finished off where she gets her note from Jupiter North. She has just found out that Eventide is coming a year early, so she lost a whole year of her life. She's already losing most of her life, but to die at 11 instead of 12 it really sucks. And I honestly just love this world, and I have been itching so much to get back to it. And after reading Lost Souls and not being super interested in it, I mean, it's like the last 100 pages of the book that anything really happens, that we get any sort of idea about what's going on, that any sort of action happens. Jason Sebastian, their bond is severed. He's back with Clary, but because of the sword that was used to like kill the evil in him was from one of the high angels, he's now got like heavenly fire inside of him, which makes sense for the next book. And it's a little bit dangerous, so I'm curious to see what happens with Alec and Magnus, because they broke up, and that's all I really care about. So that might be really the only reason why I pick up book 6. But I'm working today, I'm off tomorrow, thank God. My like little chores list has been going really well. I'm pretty happy with myself right now, just getting stuff done, so I'm gonna get back to work. Hello, it is 10:42. It's Friday. I don't think I've updated you guys yet today, but I finished Nevermoor. I basically spent the entire day reading it. I did update you guys actually earlier. My arm really hurts, like lifting it past this. Ugh, it's so painful. I ended up taking a nap for like 2 hours just because I felt really tired. I think it was more like an anxiety tired because I'd been so nervous about getting my second shot and about having like a bad reaction, but everything was fine. And I finished my book. It was so good. This is my second time reading it, and it's just so magical and like comforting, and I definitely think that I'm gonna pick up Wondersmith tomorrow. I think it might be my favorite of the 3 that are out currently, because the adventures and stuff that Mog and Unit 919 go through, the like school setting, and just watching them slowly like come together as a unit is just so heartwarming. So I think I'm gonna be picking that up tomorrow, which is good. I'm considering just reading this entire series, or what's out, over the next few days, because I need it. I need that comfort, but also it'll be good for my Goodreads goal. I'm going to go to bed now, and I will update you guys tomorrow. Good morning, happy Sunday. I am so tired. My voice sounds weird. It's just after 10:30. I'm just getting up. I woke up about like half an hour ago because I didn't sleep well last night. I don't know if you can tell, but like all on the sides of my nose, they're super red. I dusted off our table. our like living room table and just kicked up my allergies so bad, and I can hear it in my voice that I do sound kind of like congested. And that was around like 5 or 6, and it was just awful for the rest of the night, like constantly sneezing, so stuffy on like one side, running on the other side. And eventually I just went to bed around like 8, I think, because I was like, I just want to be comfortable, I don't want to be out here. And it was like warm and just making me super grumpy. So I went into the bedroom and I was reading, and I am still reading Wondersmith. I am about halfway through 200. I'm at page 215, and I'm probably going to do some reading today. I'm going to go to Starbucks. I've got my bullet journal in front of me. I need to make stickers for the following week before I go, because I don't really want to bring the sticker thing with me. But I need to set up my bullet journal for next week, plan meals for next week also. I think I only need to do 2, because we did not eat the nachos that I had planned or the pasta that I had planned. We will be doing that next week, or this coming week. So that means I only need to purchase for 2 meals, which is nice because it means it's just gonna be like a short trip at the grocery store. I really need to get tissues though. I bought like expensive toilet paper. It's less than what I get like amount wise. We only got 6 rolls. Normally I get 12 if I go to the grocery store and get toilet paper. It was 6 rolls for like almost $7, which is like $3 more than when I get it at the grocery store, and it's rough. Like after my nose had been kind of red, blowing with it was so painful, so I need to pick up tissues when I'm at the grocery store. This is way too much information that you guys don't need. But I'm going to go to Starbucks, set up my bullet journal, plan my meals, and then probably just hang around and read for a while. I did that yesterday for like half an hour. Skylar walked Marcy to Starbucks. It's a little bit further than it used to be, so it's like the perfect length to walk to, but not to walk home. Or she would just be way too tired. So he met me there, and we just talked to these like really sweet old ladies who just thought Marcy was beautiful, and she was so well behaved. She just would like lay down next to them. She wasn't being crazy or anything, so I'm very proud of her. But that's the plan for today. I'm probably going to read for a little bit. I'm in like the middle of a chapter. I was reading last night, sneezed, and my book fell off the bed and closed, and I was like, fine, I'm done reading, and I just went to sleep. I was in such a bad mood yesterday. I'm going to read a little bit now, and I will update you guys later. Hello, it is much later. I'm sorry if you can hear the fan going. I'm kind of sweaty because I just finished working out, and I had gotten all undressed to go to bed and realized I hadn't updated you guys, so I had to throw this like long sleeve back on. But I finished Wondersmith. I cannot gush more over how much I love this series. I'm trying to decide if I want to cut these because they still don't fit into my ponytail, but now they look too long to be like fringe. That's besides the point. 5 stars. I absolutely love this series, and this one we follow Morgan as a student at the One Sock Society, and she's clearly not getting the training that she needs. She's got one class with Professor Onstald, who is a tortoise one, who is a timekeeper. So he's a tortoise-human combination, more human than tortoise, and he is a timekeeper, which means he can slow down and speed up time. And he basically spends the whole year teaching Morgan the abridged version of Wondersmith history, his version of all of the things that he thinks that Wondersmiths have done wrong. And it really makes Morgan feel like there's no way that she could be a good person, which is really sad for her to be so young and to have this person just constantly telling her, you are evil, you are a monster, you will never amount to nothing. And I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that you feel that way every single moment of every single day. And it really upset me. It really was sad for her, and Jupiter's off, you know, all the time doing things, and it's not his fault. There are people who are missing, which is Ezra's fault, of course. And so she's just by herself, and she doesn't really know who she can talk to, because Jupiter is her patron. He's the one who's supposed to be helping her, and unfortunately he just can't be there at the moment. But it was really good, and again, I love the, like, sisters and brothers loyal for life mantra that the One Sock Society has, and I'm really, really just happy at the end. Sorry, my camera just decided that it was full, so I had to erase some clips from footage that I already put up. But it just makes me really happy when you get to the end and she finally is starting to feel like she's part of her unit, and that she's worthy of being part of the Wondrous Society. So it was really, really good. I'm also just really loving going and sitting at Starbucks again and doing this thing that makes me really, really happy. Setting up my bullet journal while I'm there, reading, talking to the other customers that come that I'm familiar with, and just disappearing into the world of books. So I am 100% considering picking up Hollowpox tomorrow, and I'm probably going to. But for now, I'm going to end this video and say goodnight. So that's 3 books this week: Nevermoor, Wondersmith, and City of Lost Souls. I'm going to finish Wondersmith and then finish The Immortal Instruments, and then I think I want to read The Manor of Black Hollow Lane. That was another middle grade that I picked up. I bought the first 2 in the series. They're very, very thin, so I think I could read them relatively quickly. But for now, I'm going to go to bed, and I will talk to you guys next week. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, comment down below, let me know how your reading month for May has been going. I don't know when this is going to go up, so who knows. But how was your May? How's your mental health? And what are your plans for June? Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.